Today we will begin with halfway lift. Halfway lift is an integral posture within any type of flowing yoga. It is an elongation of the spine from a forward fold, synchronized to an in-breath. It is a commonly misunderstood pose, so I'm glad that we have this opportunity to take some time with it. First, let's take a look at a common misalignment. When a student is unfamiliar with the alignment of this pose, this is often what happens. Notice the unattachment of hands and the rounding in spine. Now, let's start over. Let's start in chair pose to wire the action in. So take your arms down like airplane wings with your palms facing forward. Ignite your palms and fingertips. Then, in opposition, lift strongly through the center of your chest. With this, draw your shoulder blades slightly together and then push them slightly down towards your back pockets. Reach long through the crown of your head. Now, keep all of this as you begin to tilt your spine forward in space. As you get close to parallel, begin pushing your hips back. Keep igniting your fingertips back as you pull your crown forward. Don't lose the squeeze of your shoulder blades. This is the action you will feel in halfway lift. Feel the elongated spine. Now, simply forward fold to release all of that. And let's start in mountain pose again. Reach up as you inhale. Then fold as you exhale. And now halfway lift with a strong breath in. Place your fingertips on your shins and recreate the same sensation in your spine. Keep the back of your neck long, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and push your hips back behind you. You do a sort of tug of war between your hips and your crown. Now take one more big breath in, really reaching through your spine, and fold. Let it all go. So if you need to, you can always place your hands a little lower or higher on your shins. Or you could place blocks underneath your hands. Now let's move on to triangle. This pose is great for toning legs, increasing foot strength and mobility, as well as spinal elongation. This posture embodies rooting down and gathering strength from the earth. Remember to use your breath as a guide as how far to go into the posture. Now let's begin from Warrior II alignment. Straighten your front leg while keeping your front toes pointed straight forward. Reach your front hand as far forward as possible, sliding your torso and ribs forward to place your hand on your front shin. Keeping an uphill line in your spine will determine where you place your hand. Stay engaged in your legs and core so that your bottom hand and shoulder don't bear too much weight. Your top hand will reach straight up out of your shoulder. Now light up the line of action from hand to hand and from your back heel to your crown. Your gaze can be up to your lifted hand. If you have limited range of motion in your hip or ankle joints, you will need to change the foot placement to accommodate. If overall effort is an issue, you can place your top arm alongside your body. You can also use a block under your bottom hand. If you need more stability, simply take a shorter stance. So if you have limited range of motion in your neck or any discomfort there, feel free to take your gaze to the side or down. Okay, now for pyramid. This pose offers leg strengthening along with a back body line stretch. It also has a nice inversion element that is usually welcomed in the middle of a class. So come into Warrior I. And from here, straighten your front leg all the way, keeping a micro bend at your knee. Step your feet slightly wider left to right so that you can square your hips straight forward. Now grab your opposite elbows behind your back, then lift up and out of your front hip hinge to fold forward. Keep a slight reach of your front leg hip back as your back leg hip anchors forward gently. Now lift back and up through your front hips and low belly while waterfalling your spine and head downwards. Keep an active, engaged line from your back heel up through your hips and a passive line from your hips to your head. You can gaze back at your back foot, big toe. If you are unstable, try a wider and/or shorter stance. If you have excessive hamstring tightness or injury, bend your front knee and put hands on blocks. If low back tightness requires, you might need to put your hands on blocks so that the fold is not so deep. If you have excessive tightness anywhere in your legs, you can feel free to lift a heel or bend a knee slightly as needed. Now we will practice revolved triangle. This pose requires full body awareness to navigate all of its intricacies, twists, and turns. It is a great leg strengthener, an outer thigh and glute stretch, and it is effective at increasing range of motion in the spine and torso. Begin in your pyramid pose alignment with your right leg forward. Lift up to a flat, long spine. Place a block, a water bottle, or any other object underneath your left hand under your shoulder so that you can lift your chest higher than your belly. Remember that it is always key to do any twisting posture with an uphill spine. Place your feet as wide as needed to have your hips square forward. Your back toes can angle anywhere from 45 degrees to more forward. Root down through your back leg, heel, to pull long in your spine. Also engage and pull back through your low belly and hips while pulling your crown forward. Keep your legs firm and strong. Send your right arm straight out to right, then twist by gently turning your left lung under to stack your right lung on top. Allow your arms to reach into one long line. Feel the line of action from your back heel to your crown and hand to hand. You can gaze straight up to your lifted hand, to the side, or down. If you have a spine injury or limited range of motion in your spine, adjust the amount of twist accordingly. Another option is to place your block out wider to the left. You can place your top hand on your low back if your shoulder reach is limited. If you have any sacroiliac dysfunction, you should proceed with caution or skip this one altogether. Be very aware of all sensation, then change your foot placement and vary your action to accommodate comfort and stability.